come here and be willing to look at something that most people prefer not to look at too directly. Not because it is frightening, though it sometimes feels that way, because it has been functioning in the role of the enemy for so long that the idea of looking at it differently requires a particular kind of willingness. The willingness to entertain the possibility that something you have been fighting is not your enemy, that the thing you have been trying to overcome or dissolve or push through is, in fact, one of the most useful things in your entire experience. Take a breath. Let it be steady. The breath of someone who is willing to see. Stay. I want to talk to you about resistance. The resistance you know in this context. In the context of this kind of inner work, is the thing that is present when you try to move toward what you want and something in you pushes back. When you attempt the practice and something in you declines to cooperate. When you set the intention and something in you immediately generates the doubt. When you choose the direction and something in you immediately finds the reasons it is dangerous or impossible or not something you deserve. That's something. The resistance. The force that seems to oppose your progress at every turn, that arises with particular reliability precisely at the moments when you are closest to something significant, that has been one of the primary ongoing frustrations of this work. It has been cast as the enemy, as the obstacle, as the thing that needs to be overcome or dissolved or pushed through or healed or transcended before the real progress can begin. And from inside the experience of trying to move forward and feeling the pushback, the enemy characterization makes sense. The resistance feels like the thing standing between you and what you want. The wall, the barrier, the evidence that something in you is not quite right, not quite aligned, not quite healed enough to move forward without the obstruction. I want to offer you a fundamentally different understanding of what resistance actually is and what it is actually doing. Resistance is not the enemy of your progress. It is the most specific available information about exactly where your progress is located. Let me explain this with precision. The deepest healing, the most significant growth, the most consequential shifts in consciousness. These do not occur in the comfortable territory. They do not occur in the areas where you are already open, already willing, already aligned. They occur at the edges, at the places where the opening meets the closing, where the willing meets the unwilling, where the movement forward meets the movement back. The resistance is the marker of the edge, the reliable, accurate, unfailing indicator of exactly where the frontier of your growth is located right now. Not where it was 6 months ago, not where it will be in 6 months' time. Where it is right now, in this moment, in this specific aspect of your life or your consciousness. When you feel resistance, you are feeling the edge. The place where something in you is genuinely being asked to change or to open or to release or to expand beyond its current configuration. The place where the new territory begins. And the edge is always where the significant work happens. Not because significant work requires suffering, though it sometimes includes discomfort, because significant work requires contact with the actual growing point rather than the comfortable interior of already known territory. Think about it from the perspective of physical development. The edge of your current capacity is precisely where strengthening occurs. The last few repetitions of a demanding exercise, the ones where the resistance is highest, where the muscles are at their limit, where the effortful quality is most present. Those are the ones that produce the adaptation. The ones where you are well within your comfortable capacity produce no new development because they ask nothing of you beyond what you have already established. The resistance is the signal that you are at the place where development is actually possible. This changes the relationship with it fundamentally. Instead of the question, how do I overcome or dissolve this resistance so I can get past it to the real progress, the more useful question becomes, what specifically is this resistance pointing at? What is the exact content of the edge I have just reached? What precisely it is being asked to change or open or release in the specific quality of this resistance. Because the resistance is not generic. It is highly specific. It arises in specific contexts about specific things because those specific things are where the genuine growing edge currently lives. And the information embedded in the resistance, if you are willing to look at it rather than fight it, is some of the most precise guidance available about exactly where to direct your attention. The person who feels resistance around money, the specific tightening, the specific reluctance, the specific place where the work of building financial alignment meets the pushback, is receiving very specific information, not the information that they are bad at this or not aligned enough or blocked in ways that are difficult to clear. The information that here, in this specific territory, is where the next significant shift is available. That the consciousness that is available on the other side of this particular edge is meaningfully different from the consciousness on this side of it. That the work to be done in this specific place is genuinely worth doing. The person who feels resistance around relationships, around being seen, around genuine intimacy, around the specific quality of vulnerability that deep connection requires, is not receiving the information that they are too wounded for love, or that their patterns are too entrenched for genuine partnership. They are receiving the information that here, in this territory, is where the capacity for the love they want is currently being grown. That the resistance marks the place where the opening, once it occurs, will make available something genuinely new. The person who feels resistance to the specific practice, the specific direction, the specific decision they know they need to make, is not necessarily receiving the information that the practice is wrong or the direction is off or the decision is not theirs to make. They may be receiving the information that this is the specific edge where genuine commitment is being asked for, where the part of them that has been keeping one foot in and one foot out is being invited to step fully in, where the comfort zone ends and the actual territory of the life they want begins. None of this means that every resistance is a growing edge to be pushed through. There is also the resistance that is intuition, the body's genuine response to something that is not aligned, that is not right, that the deeper intelligence is saying no to for legitimate reasons. Learning the difference between the resistance that is a growing edge and the resistance that is intuition is one of the most important skills in this work. The growing edge resistance has a quality of difficulty but not wrongness. It is uncomfortable in the way that edges are uncomfortable. The discomfort of the unfamiliar, the not yet capable, the genuinely challenging but genuinely mine. It does not feel like the thing is wrong for you. It feels like the thing is right for you and you are not yet fully ready for it. Like a size of life that is genuinely yours to inhabit, but that requires the expansion of your current capacity to contain. The intuitive resistance has a quality of wrongness rather than mere difficulty. Not the discomfort of the edge, but the specific quality of misalignment, of something not being genuinely yours, of a direction that is pulling you away from, rather than toward the life that is authentically aligned with who you actually are. Feel into the difference, not analytically, in your body. The body knows the difference between the discomfort of growth and the signal of misalignment. The growing edge feels like stretching. The misalignment feels like wrong shape. Both are information. Both deserve attention. But they ask for very different responses. The resistance that is the growing edge asks to be met, not pushed through with effortful force. That misses the point, because the point is not to get past the edge as quickly as possible, but to actually engage with what the edge is asking for, not to be avoided or explained away. That perpetuates the stall. To be met, to be brought into genuine contact with the attention it deserves, to be recognized as the specific, valuable, directional signal it is. When you meet the resistance as information rather than fighting it as enemy, something unexpected happens. It becomes navigable. Not easy. The edge is still the edge, the discomfort is still the discomfort. But when you are no longer fighting the resistance and are instead asking it genuinely what it has to tell you, the energy that was going into the fight becomes available for the engagement. And the engagement with a genuine growing edge, with the genuine information of a genuine resistance, produces exactly the kind of development that the fighting of resistance never does. The resistance is not the obstacle. The resistance is the compass, the most accurate, most specific, most directly useful information available about where your growth is actually located right now. Stop fighting it. Start listening to it. It has been trying to show you something for a long time. The thing it is showing you is the way forward.